Okay, here we are again for the second half, and we're going to carry on with the movement that we were just doing from Tai Chi 8, which is Golden Rooster. Golden Rooster stands on one leg. So standing on one leg and potentially getting the muscles ready to do some hopping. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could use the, I'm not very good at hopping, but you know, you can use that as a just a little hopping there. It doesn't have to be loads, but it can just be putting the weight down from leg to leg, as if you were hopping, because that works too, apparently. So we're going to do it in a much more sedate way as part of our exercise, but the hope is that it will build up those muscles that you would need to go hopping and skipping down your garden path. Okay, let me know if you managed to do that one this week. So let's go back to Golden Rooster, and keeping in mind first the movement, the slow motion of the movement. So even when you're standing still in the posture, think about your blood moving in this nice slow and sedate way, so you can carry on the thought of this continuous movement, because we do stand however it is, that's it, we do stand there for a moment, and you know, it's still, and what I want you to think of in that moment that's still, just create something like the blood or the lymph is flowing freely just in that moment, and then go on to the next little part. So off we go here with to the left side of the body. Bring the body to full height as you let the air come underneath, and we are going to lift our left leg. So we put all the weight onto the right leg, then we lift the left leg up, turn the toe up, make the press down here, and press down on the standing leg for as long as you can. If you want to, you can just put your heel to the ground and still keep pressing down wherever you want to, and then doesn't matter if you're overbalancing a little bit, push up and toe to heel, come back. We'll just do that one gently. Press the air down, weight onto the left leg. Get ready to lift the right leg, lift high up and then lower. When you've had enough of that, lift up again, back. So let's do that now in a more continuous motion. You can either follow me or your own pattern. Visualize yourself in this slow motion movie. So where am I going? Same side. What I did there was lost in a moment. Same side. So if you lift to the left, it is the left leg and the left hand that comes up. And if you take the air to the right, right over. And remember to work within your own scope. Going to do jade, sorry, I can't remember the name of it now. Jade Lady. So Jade Lady is a movement which takes in, we do it into the bow or the bow stance, whichever way you want to pronounce that. I've heard it pronounced both ways. So we'll just begin by pressing the weight down on each side, because we press the weight down before we move the other leg towards the centre. So we move that leg towards the centre. You can move it along just on your toe like that, or you can just drift it along, not touching, before it lifts, straightens, and wherever it's going to go down, shifts down. And we're into the bow stance there. You can do that with your hands behind you. And when you finish, lift up, toe to heel. We'll do it on the other side. So go onto your left leg. Let that leg come along, hardly touching, well, not touching the ground if you can do that. All the weight's on the left leg. And then lift the right leg, stretch it out just where it is. And if you want to, you can go forward a little bit extra, depending on where your muscles and ligaments are all stretched. Keeping the back heel on the ground and stretching. Okay. We're going to do Jade Lady with that. So with Jade Lady, we do the cloak. This circle is supposed to be a cloak, enclosed in a cloak, and we get there. We press forward, so the cloak comes round. If you're going to the left hand comes in front of you and the right hand presses forward, so that can be hands like that or pushing away, whichever you like. And then it comes around again, the cloak. If you're going to step to the right hand is in front and the left hand pushes down. Sorry, coughing. So let's try that together now. So we press down and then we let it all come back up, and then the cloak comes around again, pressing down to the left, step into the right, lean forward, retreat, cloak. Okay, so just in your own time, add into that first the breath. And then the dialogue. At some point, maybe done a few, I think, right, I'm going to go really slow motion now. Now we're going to go super, super slow. One more time. Even slower. Perfect. Just hold on to that movement in your mind. Connect with your feet. Close your eyes or half close your eyes, gaze down. Just be. Breathing gently. Softly. Be comfortable. So no strain in the body, but we feel our feet on the ground. And just get into a good position there. And just keep feeling your feet on the ground. And rest. Good. So for the last 10 minutes, let's do, so come to the front of your space. So I hope you can all see me here. Come to the front of your space. As we're going to do as many step backs as we can with this movement. So if you remember, we lift the ball, and at the same time we lift our left leg and take a half step back and stretch over, gazing at the moon on the left hand side, and take the weight on the back leg there as you gaze at the moon. Let the weight come down on the back leg, bringing that ball of energy forwards in front of you. Bounce it down, and then as it comes up, let the weight come back, lift. This time we take a half step and turning to the right, gazing at the moon, and take the weight on the back leg, bringing the weight forward. Bounce the ball and let the weight come through your front leg. As it lifts, you lift the leg, half step back, and all the time your feet do take the weight down on the back leg. Bring that ball of energy forwards, bounce it down, let it go through the front leg, and then balancing yourself, lift that front leg, weight of the moon on the back leg. Lift. I come near to the back of my space, so you probably have two. Weights on the back leg, and finish. So that's another one which where the weight is being very firmly changed from side to side and beneficial, but a nice slow movement that you can do in this heat. So I think we've got a couple of minutes left. Yeah, we have. So from Tai Chi 16, we're going to do the repulse monkey, which is a very similar move to that. I just wanted you to see how it progresses from step to step, and we can just do that now. So come to the front of your space, and when you're stepping back, it is just a half step, and you have to sort of shuffle your feet around because the half step also is moving the front foot, swiveling it around. I can do that easily on this floor. If you're on carpet, that may not be quite, I don't know, it might be alright. So you take the step back and you swivel around. Take the step back, sort of like that. You'll feel it when you do it. So we're at the front of the space, and we're just settle into. Actually, we end up with our feet, hands like this, driving through a strike. Isn't that right? Yes. Anyway, we have to come back into Wuji by just making that move. And then we lean into the left leg, open on the right hand side of the body, and we're going to lift the right leg and half step back, pushing forward, repulse. Okay, now we're going to, as we lift the left hand side, open to the left, half step back and push the left, and off we go. This is where we have to swivel around, half step back and push. And come to the back of the space quite quickly. Okay, come back to the front, come back to the front, and we'll have another go. Oops. I'm at the back already. Okay. It doesn't take long to get to the back for some reason. Anyway, let's have another go. Open to the right. What's that not right? I've been doing that wrong, guys. Open to the right, lift left leg. That's it. Oh, I wondered why it felt a bit funny. Open to the left, lift right leg. That's better. If you were following me for those two and thinking, that's a bit weird, that's why. I'll just go through that again so that it is clear. So if you open to the right, you're going to lift the left leg because it's opposite leg and hand as you step down. You can feel that that's correct. Open to the left and lift and half step with the right leg. Push forward. Open to the right, lift left leg and push forward. So that lift can be quite a balancing point, and it'd be good to use it like that. Do a few of these backwards and forwards, however it works. One more go, because I got it so wrong there. So, opening to the right, and we're going to lift the left leg and driving the hands forward, half step back. Opening, or feeling the weight of the world, big globe sitting on top, and then lift the right leg, push left hand forward, and there's the little world, and you just push it away. And then meanwhile your feet are managing to swivel. Good. Just got time to do a few minutes more, I think. So all my clocks are all saying different times, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. But let's just finish off with create your own mantra or follow mine. But we think of the elements of our existence. So we think of the wider universe. You can stretch right out and then bring that thought into your brain and down to ground. And stretch open here with our heart and lungs and all of our earthly pursuits into the heart of the middle dantian and soften to ground. self and self-preservation, self-awareness, part of our journey, and into the lower dantian and soften to ground. And we think of the universe, or heaven, some people say, earth, self, living together. Heaven, earth, self, living together. And when we make that thought, you can just rest with your hands on your lower dantian. When we make that thought, it's very important not to judge how these things do live together. We just acknowledge the existence and the connection between them. Just acknowledge it, no deeper than that. And we take that thought into our week with us, and I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. It wasn't too warm. There's going to be a very nice breeze later, I think. So stay in the breeze, everybody. Bye bye.